She'd be mad at me. Mad? Yes. You see, I found a big box of candy in the refrigerator yesterday. Well, I ate it all up by myself. That's why I guess I don't feel so good. Jenny, you are mad.
No, I'm not. Darling, come on. You lie down for a little while. Barbara! Yes, Dr. Lee is around.
I think he just went downstairs for a little rest.
Rest?
I don't think he's feeling too well.
Oh, well, ask him if he would come up at once.
Sure. Why did you stab me? Why do you want my blood?
I'm going to study it, Jenny.
Why?
Because blood is very interesting. Now, come on, lie down. There you are.
Yes.
I won't waste a minute. I'll have to check this count downstairs.
Radiation.
I'm afraid.
How on earth could Jenny have ever been exposed? Well, the test a week ago showed negative. We kept her indoors all the while we stayed.
I don't know how it happened, but the best thing to do is notify the block warden at once.
I'll go get her. Yes, please.
It should be enough to tell him about the hair falling out of the nausea, isn't it?
I don't understand.
I tell him about the blood count. I want to know how he got it. The other step should be enough to go on, shouldn't it?
Yes, go ahead.
Congratulations, Jenny. Not one peep out of you.
Oh, I'm used to it. And that other man who stabbed me this morning.
What other man?
Oh, Mr. Wallace said something.
Mr. Wallace? Well, Mrs. Mitchell, we'd better get her to the hospital. But what I'd very much like to have
Yes.
is the results of that other blood count this morning.
Other?
I gather from Jenny that there was one.
Will you see?
First of all, Mrs. Mitchell, any man who is equipped to be taking blood count should not be roaming around on his own.
Well,
So what concerns me more is the score of that other count. Matched with the new one, it'll give me more of an exact idea of what's happening to Jenny. Guide us in her course of treatment.
Well, I
So,
assure
All
you.
right, I'm here.
Oh, Dr. Lee.
Stop!
Dr. Lee, are you Garson Lee?
Here's the blood count.
Thank you.
That's all you'll need of me.
Garson Lee, say just a minute. You're wanted down at headquarters.
Run, Doc, run!
Oh, must you?
What? Oh, now, wait a minute, everybody. You're barking up a wrong tree. You see, the reason they want you down at headquarters, Doc,
I can guess.
is to set up a research project at once.
Research?
Yes, on radiation exposure and how to deal with it. Why, his brains are a national asset, you might say, especially right now.
Research. I've already set up that project with myself as my own walking laboratory, my own guinea pig.
You're sick, too?
I've known it for several days. I've been taking my own blood count.
Why on earth didn't you try to get treatment?
I was afraid to show myself. Well, that was my mistake.
How sick? Tell me.
Well, now that I can get adequate treatment, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't like the hospital. What did you do with Michael?
Michael, you mean your little rag horse?
He's not a rag. We took him and...
We just took him to feed him some oats. Now, don't you worry. Thursday.
Yes.
Yes. Tell me.
Mrs. Mitchell, she's going to need a long course of treatment. In plain English, she took in a lot of the particles resulting from the bomb. They're still in her bone marrow, and until they burn themselves out,
Yes.
they destroy the bone marrow and stop the production of blood cells, causing anemia.
Isn't there anything you can do, really do?
Well, radiation sickness can be treated like any other.
I want to stay in bed! Here, come back here. I hate the bed!
Slow down there, cowpoke.
Let me go!
Sorry, Doctor. Here, they're fixing up a fine new television set in the children's ward. Now you come along.
Yeah, you go watch that TV.
I want the hospital!
Those sores, those boils. Is Jenny gonna look that way?
Well, they're the same as any other boil, Mrs. Mitchell. They just come because the body's resistance gets low and it can't fight off the bugs.
Think of Jenny.
They're only important if they're not kept clean. Antibiotics help and other things.
I don't want to be here!
But Jenny, she's never been away from us for one night.
I know, kids are the worst problem. They lose their bandages, they won't lie still.
Could she possibly be treated at home? Could she?
Well, there are going to be lots of injections right around the clock, Mrs. Mitchell.
Well, I was a nurse's aide once in some war or other. And also I worked at the Red Cross blood bank. send Barbara.
Well, kids are inclined to be squeamish, especially where blood is
Kids?
concerned.
Not Barbara. Not the way she's grown up this past week.
Mommy, where are you? I'm frightened.
I guess that settles it.
Just a minute, dearest. Tell me, how on earth could Ginny have ever gotten this?
Well, you know that little rag horse that she totes around, that toy? Could that have been left out on the porch during the radioactive rain and gotten soaked?
Michael. Of course, and she's been kissing and hugging it ever since.
I put a Geiger counter on Michael. He's still hot. He's a one-man bomb.
A Trojan horse in our home. Isn't anything safe anymore?
And so, as of today, the various utilities will be restored to fuller use in various communities throughout this area. That is all.
Well, you might say life is flaming higher once again. Like for Mrs. Harvey.
Isn't it wonderful about her? Why can't I have Michael back?
Darling, go on out to the breakfast room and get ready for your first injection.
I want Michael.
Look here, young lady, for you with the compliments of the first mate.
He made it all by himself. Why can't I have Michael back?
Run along, dear.
Mother, what did the hospital say?
The instructions. Ginny's going to need treatment for months and months.
Is it that serious?
Well, I'll get that hot water going for the instant.
Find something we can use for dressing, something we can tear up.
Mrs. Mitchell?
Yes.
I suppose Barbara's told you my news.
News.
My husband, he located us through the welfare organization.
Alive and well. How wonderful.
He was on the road when the bomb fell. 100 miles from New York.
Oh, I'm so glad for you. So very glad.
Oh, I shouldn't be acting so overjoyed considering what's happened to you.
Don't apologize for your good luck. Enjoy it.
Bye.
This is official. A bulletin from General Headquarters. It is reported that our planes are now able to fly over enemy territory almost at will. It is expected that we will soon land ground forces at a number of enemy beaches. I repeat, the enemy's will and ability to fight have now virtually been broken. That is all for the present.
Remember these white jackets I used to use for babysitting? They'll sure come in handy now.
Thank you, Barbara. Of the four of us who ate breakfast together in this house just 10 days ago, one will never be back. And another...
Mommy,
Yes, Ginny.
are we winning? Are we? I have to. Are we winning, Mommy?
Not yet, darling. But we're going to. I promise you that, Ginny dear. We are going to win.
I'm so glad, Mommy.
By Ruffers. We wish to thank the New York State Council, the City Civil Defense Office, and National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington for their kindness in providing technical information and advice throughout the presentation of tonight's show, Atomic Attack.